Okay, we are going to start with our Journeys whole group lesson today. So we're going to start lesson 12. So I'm going to come around to each of your teams and I'm going to pass out some picture file cards. So what I want you to do when you get these, I want person 1 to take the clip off the pictures and you will get to sort them around at your team. So while you're looking at the pictures, I want you to make observations. So what do you see in the pictures? Maybe questions that you might have, or maybe some connections that you have to the pictures. Okay, and you can talk about it with your team. Can I have one kid raise their hand and share with the class? What are we going to be doing? Eva?
So you're going to pass those cards to our teams, and then we're going to talk about have a connection to the cards.
Yeah, great. A connection. What else? Greta?
Observations.
Observations. Anything else, Seth? Or questions that you may have. All right. Hook this together with your team. What do you see?
A broken house. A really broken building. A really broken building.
Like something looks like, I see war, and something looks like it just like kerplunked.
Kerplunked?
Washington, and I see Oregon, Nevada, California.
So it's like the map?
Do you know what the picture on that map is, though? The main state that it's showing?
California.
Yeah, good job.
That looks like it was destroyed.
What do you see here?
Destroyed buildings and time. It says time, hours.
Do you see two pictures that are the same picture, but they just look a little different?
Yeah, there's two. So it's destroyed now.
So what's a prediction that you have that's happening here, that happened?
This one is sort of like, this is when it was kind of finished, and then like years later it's destroyed.
Or do you think that this is when it was finished and then it was redone? Rebuilt? Maybe? You done? Okay, talk for 30 more seconds.
So what's the one?
Please blame your team.
This for natural disaster.
Do you have any predictions about what's going on in all of these pictures?
This might be
Yeah, good. Hey, you have this many more minutes?
And then what do you guys see about this?
Looks like the yellow brick road, huh?
So what I'm wondering is what if all of this happened?
Do you have any connections that you made to the pictures?
Most of these are all earthquakes. Like this could like fall in convolution.
Yeah.
And earthquakes can crack ground.
Yeah.
And earthquakes can obliterate buildings.
I like that word, Titan.
That's fun. Obliterate.
Hey, thank you, Oregon, for the zero noise signal. Thank you, WSU. Awesome job. Okay, hands down. All right, go ahead and have your hands off the picture file cards for now. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and draw some numbered spoons here, and I want you to share something that you saw in the pictures, whether it be a prediction that you have, a connection, or maybe an observation that you made about the theme of the pictures. Okay, so let's go with Oregon, person 2.
We think these might be all because of earthquakes, the damage.
Yeah. Was anyone else thinking that? Yeah? Okay, great job. Avery, did your team work together?
Yes.
Would you like to come up and be the point keeper? Okay, come on up. All right, let's go to Boise, person 3.
So
we thought that one of them is natural disasters, and the other four that we got were places.
Okay, yeah, I like that word, natural disasters. Great job. Did your team work together? Okay, a point for them. Okay, and one more. Let's go to WSU person 4.
One observation we made is some of these look the same, like before and then after.
Ooh, you're saying that one was a before picture and one's an after picture? Okay, yeah, connection. All right, let's give them a point, Avery. Thank you for reaching up there. All right, I want person 2 to go ahead and put your picture file cards together and then clip them. Person 2, after you clip them, you can set them on the podium right here. And if you need help with the clip, you can ask somebody at your team to help you out. You done? Okay, go set them on the projector. And it doesn't have to be perfect, just clip them. All right, thank you, person 2. All right, go ahead and take a look over here at our CCD chart. We are going to be working with a new vocabulary word, okay? This word is going to be trembles. Everybody say that with me. Trembles. Say it in a whisper voice. Trembles. Whisper it to our plants growing over by the window. Trembles. Say it in a pirate voice. Trembles. All right, I want you to go ahead and raise your hand if you have ever heard the word trembles. Doesn't mean that you have to know what it means, but you've heard it before today. Okay, 20. Raise your hand if you have never heard the word trembles before. Okay, 8. All right, so when I say go, I'm going to have you put your heads together with your team, and I want you to make a prediction about what you think the word trembles means. So if you were to look that word up in a dictionary, what would you find for its definition? Okay, heads together. What does trembles mean?
Shaking or being scared. Anybody else have anything?
Like shaking in fear.
Oh, shaking in fear. I like.
So it might be
What'd you say?
Makes you shiver, like shiver, and like have like goosebumps. Like when you're scared, you'll shake, and when you're scared,
The shiver, I like it. Okay, what do you guys think?
when you fall, like tumble and tremble down the stairs.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay, ice here. 3, voices off. 2, and 1. All right, awesome job. I'm going to go with you, Jeb. Person 5, you don't have a person 5. Person 3.
We thought it might be like an earthquake, maybe.
An earthquake, okay. Nicholas, will you call on somebody at a different team to give another prediction?
So like maybe like you're shaking of anger or like you're scared and you're trembling.
Okay. Shaking with anger. Thumbs up if you had a similar prediction for this word.
Oh.
Did some of you have a similar prediction? Okay, thumbs to the side if you had a different prediction. Let's go to UCLA. Natalie, what did your team say?
We think it means to fall.
To fall, okay. All right, all great predictions. if you have another one, just hold on to it for now, okay? We are going to say that the word trembles means shakes, okay? So trembles means shakes. So we're going to do an action where we're all going to stand up, not yet, wait till I say go. We're all going to stand up and you get to shake and wiggle your body, okay? So there's an appropriate way to do this, right? Being in control of your body and keep in your bubble. And then there's an inappropriate way where our hands are in our neighbor's space and we could accidentally hurt somebody. Okay, I want you to do it the appropriate way. So go ahead and stand up and push in your chair. Okay, so when I say trembles, you will say trembles, shakes, and do the action. Okay, ready? Let's try it out. Trembles, trembles, shakes, trembles. Okay, freeze. Okay, so when I say the signal word, I'm going to have you sit back down in your chairs. Trembles, trembles, shakes, trembles. Okay, go ahead and take a seat. All right, we're going to go over here to our target for today. Okay, so we're going to start with the teacher what. Okay, so what are we going to be doing today? We're going to start the day by working with our vocabulary. Okay, so we are going to learn and use vocabulary words in context. So we see this with every Journeys lesson that we do with our vocabulary. We are learning new words and we are using it in context. Okay, so what I want you to do with your team is talk about what that means to you. Okay, using and learning new vocabulary in context. What does that mean to you? Heads together. What does it mean to you?
Like new words.
New words? You're going to learn new words? Okay. Huh?
Like a baby.
Like a baby? Well, babies learn new words, but right, even when you're super old, you can learn new words all the time. Yeah, good job. Okay, heads together with your team, Alex. What do you think?
We're still thinking about something.
Okay, so you're going to learn and use new vocabulary words in context. What does that mean to you? What does that look like when you're in the class? What are you doing?
You're learning through your Journeys book or something. Like,
Okay.
you're looking back to the
Yeah.
You're using concept clues to learn what they mean.
Yes. Good. Great job.
I see it's printed on my hand now.
Okay. Thank you, Brandon, for the zero noise signal. Thank you, Titan. Thanks, Jackson. All right, I heard some good stuff. So quickly, I'm going to go to Boise. Person 2, what did your team say?
So you said that context is like a story, and that so since we're learning the vocabulary words in the story.
Okay, so it looks like you learning new vocabulary words in a story.
Yeah.
Great job. Let's go to this table, number 2. Person 2. So what does learning and using vocabulary words in context look like in our classroom? What are you doing if you're learning and using new vocabulary words in context?
It gives you a better meaning.
Gives you a better meaning of the word?
Yeah.
Yeah, so better understanding. So if you better understand the word and the meaning, then you're going to better understand the story, right?
Yeah.
Great job, Hunter. Okay, we're going to pause there with that one, okay? If you have an idea, just hold on to it. We're going to go to the why. So why is it important for you to learn and use new vocabulary in context? Why is that important to you as 4th graders? Heads together with your team.
Okay, so like summarize.
All right, thank you. I am going to go to Oregon, okay? Why is it important that you learn and use new vocabulary in context? Person 3.
So my team said that learning and using vocabulary words in context is helpful in further life. So like when you're applying for a job, it helps you in tests, and like if someone says a word that you don't mean, that you don't know what it means, you're confused. So if you know what it says.
Yeah, so you can use the text around the word to solve your problem. Yeah, great job, Brandon. Okay, so I'm going to tell you why this is important. And you guys were spot on with that. It is important because new vocabulary words in context will help you communicate with others. Okay, so that's going to be our focus for today. All right, I'm going to have you, when I say go, take out your literacy spirals and put them on your desk. When you're ready, thumbs up. You also need a pencil. Go ahead. All right, thank you, UCLA. They have their spirals out. Thank you, WSU. See that they're opening to fresh, clean pages. All right. I'm going to go ahead and pick 2 kids to be the scouts for our lesson, okay? So our 2 scouts are going to be looking for kids who are, say it with me, showing respect, making good decisions, and solving problems, okay? The first scout that I am going to choose is Hunter, okay? So Hunter, I am choosing you to be a scout, okay, because you were solving problems. I saw that you were working together with your group earlier, then you got called on to share, and then you were thinking back to what your group said, and you were able to give us an answer. So I appreciate that. Would you like to be a scout? Looking for others, showing our 3 standards. Would you like? Okay, great. And the other scout that I am going to choose is going to be Aurora, okay? And Aurora, you are going to be a scout because I saw that you were getting out your notebook right away. You were working together with your team this morning, and I think that you can do a great job looking for kids that are making those good choices as well. Would you like to be a scout? Okay, so our scout awards are in the back of the room, and when we're done with our lesson, we will have scouts choose kids following our 3 standards. Okay. When I say the signal word, I'll have you head to the carpet. Trembles. Trembles. Shakes. Trembles. Oh, yeah, and I'm sorry, bring your notebooks. I'm going to park this right here, okay? Okay. I won't need help today. Okay. All right, so your spirals, you can have them in your lap and you can have your pencil as well. We're going to do a listen and sketch as I read a story to you, okay? The story is called Safe from Harm, and as you are listening and sketching, I want you to be thinking about sequence of events, okay, which is a skill that we have been working with to help us summarize what happens in a story. Okay, so you're going to be thinking about the sequence of events and be ready to share at the end. Thumbs up if you get it. Okay, let's see. Logan, can you tell us what we're going to be doing? Yep, you're going to be listening for a sequence of events. And what are you going to be doing with your spiral? Listen and sketch. Okay. Nicholas.
Are you going to tell us when to start, or are you just stop when you start?
I'm going to allow you to pick up your pencil and sketch the whole time. Okay, sometimes we do a listen and sketch where your pencil's down and then your pencil can be up and sketching. You can go ahead and sketch the whole time. Okay? All right. Safe from harm. Gia in the living room, holding her hamster Rosie, always made her feel better, and she needed it, listening to her parents talking. "It's just so dry," said her dad. "I know. One large rainstorm and we'll be in trouble," her mother replied. Gia knew what they were talking about. It was all over the news. Northern California was in the middle of a drought. There had been almost no rain for 2 years. Where Gia's family lived, the drought meant real danger. Their house had been constructed on the side of a steep hill. A heavy rain could turn the dry earth into slippery mud. The mud could slide down the hill at great speed, crushing everything in its path. The next week, Gia and her parents made several trips into town to grandmother's tenement. They took with them any possessions that they could not replace if something happened to their house. Gia took the letters she had saved from her pen pals. On the last trip, Gia decided to leave Rosie with her grandmother, too. "Are you sure?" her mother asked. She was. She couldn't imagine something happening to her favorite pet. The family's preparations had been a good idea. Just 2 weeks later, the weather forecast predicted heavy rain. The police told everyone to leave the area. Then the rains fell in mad rushes of water. Gia watched it from the safety of her grandmother's window. Gia watched the rain fall every day for 5 long days. "I don't like the rain anymore," Gia complained. "Why not?" asked her mother. "We need rain after all the dry years." "I just can't stand the way the house trembles from the storm," Gia shuddered. "It feels like the whole world could fall apart." When the rain finally stopped, Gia begged her parents to let her go with them to check on their house. It was not a pleasant drive. Each mile revealed more wreckage. As they crossed a river, Gia could see debris floating in high water. When they got to her neighborhood, she saw her friend Sarah's house. Nothing but rubble remained. A huge slab of mud had completely pushed the house off its foundation. Gia felt awful for her friend, but she was relieved that no one had been in the house when it slid. When they turned the corner, Gia was overjoyed to see her home practically untouched. The huge timbers of the old house had stood the test. As happy as she was, Gia couldn't help thinking about Sarah, who had lost everything. Suddenly, Gia turned to her parents. "We need to go back to Grandma's," she announced. "I think Sarah is going to need Rosie." So sweet. Okay, I'm going to give you 30 more seconds to finish up your sketch. Like your hamster. Pencils down in 3, 2, 1. Okay, thank you for having your pencils down. Just waiting on a couple kids. All right, is there anybody that would like to stand up and share their listen and sketch and explain a little bit? What do you have going on in your sketch? Titan, go ahead and stand up. And it might be a little hard to see, but you can show us a little bit. Hold it to the side.
I didn't write much, but it was enough, I guess. So, in the first part, she is holding her hamster, Rosie, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then I wrote the TV breaking news, where talking about if there's rain, it's gonna destroy everything. And then this was the card there in back, like to bring the stuff to Grandma's house.
Mm-hmm.
And then this part, Rosie is the girl is yelling, "We need to go back." And then she's giving Rosie to a friend.
Yeah, great job. 2 claps for Titan. Thank you. Titan, will you choose one of your classmates to share, please? Brendan, if you want to stand up, you can just stand right here.
So I tried to simplify everything. So I drew her holding the hamster right there. And then I drew the rain falling, as the breaking news said. And then this is a while later, the part where she brought Rosie the hamster to her grandma's. And then this is when they were preparing. So I just drew a suitcase. And then this is like when the police were telling people to do stuff. And then I just kind of wrote 5 long days here. And then this is the part where she's yelling like, "We need to go back." And then this is the part where she's begging to her parents so that she can come back to the house. And then this is when she sees Sarah's house. Nothing but rubble remained. And then that's her just staring at me. And then this is when she sees her house. It's untouched. And then this is the hamster that she's going to give to Sarah.
Okay, nice job, Brandon. Let's go ahead and give Brandon an avid celebration. We're going to do snap, crackle, pop. So have your pencil down. Okay, we're going to do snap, crackle, pop on 3. 1, 2, 3. Great job. Go ahead and take a seat. All right, so we're going to go ahead and have hands down for now. Okay, if you want to share yours with me later, you can. I noticed that with both Brandon and Titan, I noticed Titan used words like first when he was describing his pictures. Would that be a great word to use when you're describing a sequence or the order that something happens?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so I really like that about yours, Titan. And then with Brandon, I noticed that he drew his pictures in a sequence. This happened, and then this, next, finally. Okay, so you guys did a great job there. Nice job, boys. All right, I have a couple questions that I'm going to ask you, so you can have your pencils and your notebooks just down next to you on the floor. Okay, I have a cause and effect question. So, what conditions led to the mudslide? What conditions led to the mudslide? I'm going to have you turn and talk. 30 seconds. Go ahead. Go ahead and share with Natalie. Did you guys turn and talk? What'd you say, Natalie?
So it caused mud because there was like probably lots of dirt around it and the roads and stuff.
What caused the heavy mudslide?
It's gonna be going the whole day.
Thank you for your 0 noise signal. All right, Roberto, can you tell us what conditions led to the mudslide?
Destruction.
Destruction. There was destruction.
Except for
What led to that destruction? What caused that mudslide and destruction?
rock.
Okay, yes, rocks and nature. Okay, what else, Amalia?
Heavy rain.
Yeah, heavy rain, right? So heavy rain is what caused the rocks and all of that destruction and mudslide. Yes, okay. And there might be one more piece that you could add to that to give a little bit more detail. So not only was it the heavy rain, but who knows something else that could go with that? Ethan?
Well, with dirt on it.
Okay, so the hillside, the slope. Yep. Kashmir?
It was going for 5 days, so it made it more bad.
Yeah, so it lasted a long time. Eli?
Hot and dry weather.
Yeah, hot and dry weather. Do you remember what that word was called to describe hot and dry weather? Oh, not humid, really close. Does anyone remember it, Eva?
A drought?
Yeah, a drought. Yeah, so there was a drought. The weather was hot and dry for so long, and then they were hit with really heavy rain. Great job working together. Okay, sequence of event question. What happened after the storm? What happened after the storm? Turn and talk with your elbow partner. What happened after the storm?
Everything was destroyed in the earth to their house.
Seth, can you pair up with Logan? And Jackson, pair up with Alex?
I'm having a heat flash.
Hot?
Yes. You playing with
Let's just wait until after this piece. Okay, thank you, Sophia, for the 0 noise signal. Thank you, Kashmir. Thank you, Nick. Okay, raise your hand if you would like to answer this question. What happened after the storm? Keyword is after. Seth?
They all went back and saw that almost some houses fell down from the mudslide.
Okay, they went back to where they lived, saw houses fall down. Great. Maddie?
When they came back, she saw her friend's house. It wasn't even like standing up. It was just all destroyed.
Yeah.
And so she wanted to give her hamster to her friend to make her feel better.
Yeah. Maddie, why do you think that she wanted to give her hamster to her friend?
Because her house got destroyed and she was like,
Yeah. Which would make her feel better. Yeah. Okay. And the last question, drawing conclusions. What does Gia feel as they approach her house? So connect to Gia, the character. What does she feel? 30 seconds, turn and talk. Nick, what do you think she feels? Why would she feel sad? Okay. What do you think she feels about her house standing? Happy, or maybe like a little relief almost? Like, phew, my house is still there. Yeah. Kind of a mix of emotions.
sad, happy.
Thank you. All right, Jackson, what did you say with your group? How does Gia feel as she approaches her house?
Sad, but at the same sad, a little at the same part a little sad because her friend's house got destroyed, and she doesn't know what happened to her friend.
Yeah, so kind of a mix of emotions. I would agree. Okay, and last one, Johnny.
Confused, like her house was like nothing happened to it compared to her friend's house, like it was completely destroyed.
Yeah, so she got pretty lucky, and why did something bad happen to her friend? But, you know, her house stood up still. Yeah. Okay. Thank you for sharing. What we're going to do next is go back to our seats with our spirals. We're going to use our spirals a little bit later in the lesson, but we're not going to use them right now. So when we go back to our seats, if you just want to take your pencil and put it in your spiral. Oh, hold on. Okay, and you can put your spiral in the corner of your desk. Okay. I am going to call teams to get their Journeys textbook, and I'm going to write the page number on the board, okay, because we're going to go into our vocabulary lesson. Okay, so head back to your seat. Spirals on your desk. Hot. If you are at UCLA, Boise State, or UW, go ahead and get your textbook. And you can open up to page 300. If you are at Oregon, WSU, or where? Gonzaga, sorry. Yes, or Gonzaga. Go ahead and get your textbook. And I appreciate the way that I see kids doing that quickly and quietly. Page 300 in your textbook. All right, thumbs up if everyone at your team is opened up to page 300. If everyone at your team is open to page 300. Oregon? Great job. I just got the first team that had thumbs up. All right, go ahead and have thumbs down. All right, we are going to look to our scouts to share who they noticed on the carpet that were showing respect, making good decisions, and solving problems. Okay, so let's go ahead and start with Aurora. So all eyes on Aurora. Aurora, did you notice someone in particular? Who'd you notice? Natalie E. And was she showing respect, making good decisions, or solving problems?
She was showing respect and making good decisions by she was showing respect by not talking to at inappropriate times, and she was making good decisions by talking with her neighbor.
Yeah, I agree. Nice job, Natalie. Let's give her an avid clap on 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Nice job. And you two can pick a scout award that's in the back of the room after our lesson, okay? So let's do this first, and then after our lesson you can pick one, okay? And the other person that was a scout was Hunter. Hunter, did you see someone showing one of our 3 standards?
Greta.
You saw Greta, and what was Greta doing? Showing respect, making good decisions, or solving problems?
Solving problems.
Okay, solving problems. And how was she solving problems?
She wasn't going around trying to talk to different people. She just talked to the person right next to her.
Yeah, so she talked to her elbow partner, which was a great choice. Awesome job. Let's give Greta a snap, crackle, pop in 3. 1, 2, 3. Nice job. Okay. All right, your pencils can be down, and thank you for having your notebooks in the corner of your desk. We are going to go ahead and look at 5 of our vocabulary words that are on page 300 and 301. So the first word that we are going to look at is vocab card number 3. Go ahead and point to vocab card number 3 in your textbook. Okay. The word is slab. Say that with me. Slab. Let's read it all together. Ready? A falling slab or flat and thick piece of concrete can destroy everything under it. Okay. So using the vocab in context, okay, so looking at the words around it, what is your prediction for what the vocabulary word slab means? Heads together with your team. 30 seconds. What does it mean? What's your prediction?
Destroyed?
You think slab means destroyed?
No, wait.
A heavy tall concrete piece that is put up in the air, and if
No, you're on the right track, Jackson.
flat and thick piece of concrete that if it falls is going to destroy everything.
There would be an earthquake.
Okay, eyes here. 3, voices off. 2, and 1. All right, let's go to UCLA. Person 2. Person 2, what did your team say for the prediction for the meaning of slab?
A flat, thick piece of something.
Okay, great job. We are going to say for our journeys lesson that slab means And eyes up here. A broad, flat piece of something. Natalie, did you use the context of the vocab card to come up with the prediction? Yes. So she was able to use the words around slab, and the vocab card kind of told you what it meant, huh? Yeah, great job. Okay, so I'm going to ask you a think about it question. Would you rather eat a slab of meat or a slab of cheese? And why? Heads together with your team.
Depends on what meat, and it depends on what cheese.
And a slab is thick, big piece of something.
Steak last night. My dad makes such good steak. I helped him make it.
Yeah.
I'll do
You guys think
The person that I called on earlier here, Natalie, you're number 2? Okay, that's what I thought.
actually choose me.
Okay, thank you for the 0 noise signal, Seth and Valeria. Thank you, Johnny. Thanks, Sophia. Okay, let's do this. Raise your hand if you said you would rather eat a slab of meat. Hands down. Raise your hand if you said you'd rather eat a slab of cheese.
I like cheese.
Oh, I only said raise your hand. Hands down. Raise your hand if you would prefer neither of those. So, a couple of you? Okay, hands down. Thank you. Okay, the last part that we're going to do with this word slab, you are going to work together with your team to come up with a sentence using the word slab. Okay, remember, sentences need to have details and we need to have context around the word so we can determine what the word means if we had no idea. Okay, so imagine that somebody is reading the sentence your team wrote out. They need to use the context, so the words around your vocab word, to figure out its meaning. Okay, so you need to include those details. Heads together, create a sentence using the word slab.
Okay, well, you're not really describing it, so if I was if I heard that and I didn't know what slab meant, I wouldn't really.
If they came from outer space, then they would still be floating in outer space.
So we could say like a slab of like concrete fell from like the top of a boat or something, or a building, and crushed something under it.
Cool. I really like that one. You're still talking about the cheese? Okay, well, I want you to listen to what Eva said because I think that her sentence is really great. So say it one more time and come to an agreement. Have yours? Do you have your sentence?
what about
I put a big
Okay, we'll come to one final sentence.
A slab hit the mountain.
A slab with the country.
Okay, I heard a lot of really great sentences using the words lab. We are going to go to Boise. Okay, and person 2, share your sentence with us.
So we didn't have a lot of sentences, but we had a lot of other sentences. So Natalie F said that you can put a big slab of cheese on a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
You can put a big slab of cheese on a peanut butter and jelly sandwich? Okay. Thank you for sharing. Okay, let's get one more. Let's go to Oregon, person 2.
We said you could put a huge slab of cheese on your sandwich.
Okay, so I heard a lot of teams that were still stuck on the cheese. Was there any other team that used a sentence without cheese, a slab of cheese, but used slab in a different way? Eva, I was working with your team over there, and I thought yours was great. Can you share that with us?
Yeah. A slab of concrete fell off the top of a building and crushed other buildings under it.
Okay, great job. Thank you. All right, hands down. Let's go ahead and bring our eyes back up to the screen. The next first word that I want you to point to is vocab card number 2. Go ahead and point, or I'm sorry, 5. Go ahead and point to vocab card number 5. And the word is tenement. Say that with me. Tenement. I want you to whisper that to the computers in the back of the room. Tenement. All right, let's read all together. A tenement or poorly built apartment building is especially at risk in a quake. It's okay. It's just quake. That's fine. Okay. So we're going to do the same thing. You're going to put heads together with your group and come up with a prediction for the word tenement using the context of your vocab card. Heads together.
I think it means like something that's going to fall apart. Something that is poorly made. Yeah, something that's going to fall apart.
So Alex, if you even want to stand up and join. So what is tenement?
Like something that is poorly.
Here, let's have one person talk at a time so we can all hear and share.
So poorly built maybe?
Okay, yeah, because it pretty much says tenement, poorly built, right? So we're using the words around. Good. So poorly built, and tenement, it says apartment building, okay? So when you say tenement, we're specifically talking about what type of building? An apartment building, yeah. And I think that's kind of one of the key words there in that card. Okay. Are you guys good to go?
Almost.
Almost? Is your team good to go? Mm-hmm. Yeah? Poorly built. Poorly built? Okay. All right, voices off 3, 2, eyes on me in 1. UW. Person 2. What is your prediction for the word tenement?
A poorly built building.
A poorly built building. Okay. Thank you. They stole yours too. I know these vocab cards have the definitions pretty much right in them, don't they? Okay. Thank you for sharing, Nick. All right, go ahead and bring your eyes back up to the screen. We're going to say our definition for tenement is a low quality apartment building. So the key word is apartment building. So when I say tenement, apartment building, okay? And one that is poorly built. Tayden?
Does it have to be a apartment?
Yes. Yep. Okay, so here's your think about it question. Why do you think a tenement is especially at risk during an earthquake? Why do you think a tenement is especially at risk during an earthquake? Okay. And I see a lot of hands raised, so you know what? I think that we have a good understanding of this one. Let's go to UCLA. Person 5, you don't have a person 5, so let's solve our problem. Person 4? Who is that, Maddie? Okay, Maddie.
It's a bigger story an earthquake because it's like really easy. It could fall down really easily because it's not good.
Okay, did you hear her back there? No? Maddie, say it one more time, a little louder.
Because it.
And you were absolutely correct with what you said. I just wanted them to hear your great answer.
Because it's not a good building and it will fall down.
Okay, so it's not a good building, so it could fall down easily. Okay. Last one, Roberto.
Wait, what was it?
Tenement?
Yeah. If it's tenement, then it's probably going to fall during an earthquake because it's poorly built. So it would be, and if people are living in it, then and when it collapses.
Okay. Yeah, poorly built. Thank you. All right. Create a sentence using the word tenement with your team. Heads together.
Okay.
What's the sentence?
The tenement building apartment collapsed because it was poorly built.
Okay. That sentence makes sense. Can we think of maybe another sentence that has the word tenement in it that maybe doesn't use the actual vocab cards?
The tenement apartment building.
Well, a tenement is an apartment building. That's just poorly built.
Was low quality, so it collapsed.
Okay. What, Ethan?
Aerospace make the pyramid trigger poorly collapse.
If you can hear my voice, clap once. If you can hear my voice, clap twice. Okay, let's see. You, Deb. Person 3.
That was next to my house. It was built horribly.
The tenement next to my house was built horrible. Okay, or horribly.
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. Thank you, Nicholas. Does anyone else want to share their team sentence? Nicholas, will you choose somebody?
Set.
So our team said that
You forgot it? It's okay. Call on somebody else.
I built my Legos tenement so they fell down.
You built your Legos tenement so they fell down. Okay, so a lot of us are thinking about tenement as being something that is poorly built. And remember that the word tenement itself means already that it's an apartment that is poorly built. Okay, so when you use the word tenement, you don't necessarily have to say the apartment tenement that's poorly built, because tenement itself means just that. Okay, but I see where you were going with that, Natalie. Let's get one more. Valeria?
The poorly built building was too weak to hold
To hold what?
the people inside it.
Okay, great job. Thank you. All right, our next word is going to be vocab card number 7. Go ahead and point to number 7 in your book. Okay, and the word is rubble. Say that with me. Rubble. Okay, let's read the card all together. It can take a lot of time and effort to clean up broken bits of rubble. Okay. Heads together, what is your prediction for the definition of rubble? Broken bits of something?
Like a story that was
Okay.
the
What did it talk about with rubble in the story that we read?
her friend's house was
Here, let Addie share.
her friend's house after she went back to her neighborhood.
It was all rubble. Yeah. Great job. I love that connection that you made.
They keep talking about cheese.
Okay, you guys need to solve your problem and make good choices, please. Okay, thank you, Oregon Ducks, for your zero noise signals. Okay. I was talking with Addie's team, and I'm going to have Addie share because I really liked a connection that she made to the teacher read aloud story that you did a listen and sketch with. So Addie, can you share that with us? What is your team's definition for the word rubble?
In the story that we were doing a listening sketch to, Gia went back to her neighborhood and she saw her friend's house was just rubble.
Yeah, it was left in a pile of rubble. So what does that mean, Addie? What does rubble mean?
In bits, broken.
In bits, and if we're talking about a house left in rubble in bits, like you just said, what would that look like? Bits of what?
Like
like metal and wood.
Metal and wood. Yes, great job. Okay, we're gonna go to, and you know what, we were just at WSU, so let's go to Gonzaga, person 3. Do you need time for heads together? Here, heads together and I'll come right back to you, okay, Valeria? Let's go to Boise State, person 3. Sit up. Broken bits? Okay, thank you. All right, let's go back to Gonzaga over here. Valeria, do you have it now?
Slabs of wood or metal from a broken building.
Slabs of broken wood and metal from a broken building. Okay, I like the way that you guys solved your problem here. Thank you. All right, we are going to say the definition of rubble: broken or crumbled material from a destroyed building. Okay, here's the think about it. What is something interesting that you might find in the rubble of a destroyed building? Something interesting. Okay, I'm gonna go to UW, person 1.
You can find like a broken down vase or like belongings that were other people's.
Yeah, belongings of others. Yeah, good example. Boise State, person 1.
You could find like kind of like anything that the person might have in their house.
Yeah, like all sorts of treasures. Yeah. Okay, thank you for sharing. All right, our next vocab card is vocab card 8, which is debris. Go ahead and point to that one. Say debris with me. Debris. And this word, it really doesn't look like debris, does it? Because it has that S at the end. Okay. Yep. Okay, voice is off. Thank you. Okay, so the word is debris. Let's read it together. After a quake, the debris from a badly damaged road can be dangerous. What does debris mean? Heads together.
Like if the building yeah,
Or like just like something
yeah,
like
like
walls and then it like shatters.
yeah.
Like shattered pieces. Yeah, I like that, Hunter.
They destroy.
Are we solving our problem over here now? Yeah. Yeah? Okay. What does debris mean?
Like they destroy it. Like after an earthquake, like it's like they destroy stuff like badly damaged. Like,
So all of the badly damaged things after an earthquake? Okay, great job.
Something.
All right, what does debris mean? WSU? Person 2. Okay, I'm going to have you put heads together and I'm going to come back to you. Okay. Oregon? Person 2?
You said like maybe badly damaged or even like leftover things from something.
Okay, leftover damaged things. Okay. All right, let's go back to Addie at WSU.
A damaged, dangerous road.
Okay, thank you. All right, we are going to say our meaning for debris is pieces of broken things. Pieces of broken things. Say that with me. Pieces of broken things. So here's your think about it question. Describe debris that you've seen either in person or in a picture. Did everyone see some pictures this morning? Yes. Okay, so you can even use those. Describe debris that you've seen either in person or in a picture. What did the debris look like? Heads together.
We saw the pictures of We could describe the debris we saw in those cards that we saw this morning.
Wait, if I would type it in my
You could see it through you, like in my person, and like what I
The middle one.
debris card because it was like tons of pieces. The eyes. My phone was
Okay, thank you, Natalie, for the zero noise signal. Thanks, Avery, Amalia. Right. Raise your hand if you would like to answer our think about it question. Eli, would you like to answer our think about it question? Describe debris that you've seen either in person or in a picture. Ooh, yeah. Are you talking about the dentist that you used to go to, Eli? Oh, hold on. It's Eli's turn to share. Eli, I love the connection that you made. There was a lot of debris. What type of debris was left over? Wood and what?
Stone, rocks and stuff.
Yeah, great job. Thank you, Eli. That was great. All right, hands down. I know. Seth, please sit in your chair correctly. All right, and our last word that we're going to work with is timbers. Say that with me. Timbers. Say that in a little mouse voice. Timbers. Okay. Oh, just once is fine. Okay, let's read the vocab card. It's vocab card number 9. I want to see your eyes there. And please look in your own book. Okay, waiting for all eyes in your book. Here we go. Houses made of timbers or wooden beams can collapse like toothpick toys. Timbers. What is the definition? What is your prediction? Heads together with your team. What's timbers mean?
wooden beams. Maybe like wooden beams.
Wooden beams? Alex, what do you think?
Long wooden structures.
Do you agree with them, Alex? Yeah? Okay. Good to go. If you can hear my voice snap once, if you can hear my voice clap twice. I know I tried confusing you. It's okay. All right, timbers. What is your prediction? I am going to go with Boise State. And let's go with person 5.
Like the wood beams, but it could like collapse easily. Something with wood, but it could easily collapse.
Yes, great job. Okay, wood that can easily collapse. Let's go to Oregon. Person 5.
We said like something like
So what's your definition of timbers?
wooden beam.
Wooden beam? Okay, thank you. Our definition that we are going to use for timbers are large pieces of wood used for building. Here's your think about it question. Where do you think we get the timbers to build houses in your community? Where do you think those timbers come from? Heads together, 30 seconds.
And then they like make it like that.
They come from trees? Timbers?
And then they make it like that and trucks.
Well, how do they get the tree to look like that wooden beam there?
They use it.
They cut it, and then they cut it again, and then they cut it again, and they keep cutting it until it's that size.
Okay. All right, eyes here, 3. Voices up, 2, and 1. Okay, I think we all had similar answers for that one. Let's go to you, Deb. And you don't have a person 5, so I'm going to have you go ahead and solve that problem and choose somebody. You want Nicholas to share? Okay.
Like, it comes from trees and like big trees.
Big trees? Okay. Thank you for sharing. I want you to create a sentence using the word timbers with your team. Heads together. Please stop leaning in your chair, okay? Sentence using timbers. You have it? A sentence using timbers.
They built timbers of houses.
They built timbers of houses?
Well, timber kind of made
Remember, what timbers? Timbers are large pieces of wood used for building.
houses out of timber. They made houses.
Out of timbers. Okay, I like it. Natalie? Okay, we don't need our pencil right now, okay? So go ahead and take a seat. Sit up. All right, eyes here, please. I'm going to go ahead and call on a team to share. The ducks. Person 5 just shared, so let's go with person 4. Just solve your problem. Who's going to share? Alex?
I saw a house being made of timbers.
Great job. Let's give Alex an avid clap on 3. 1, 2, 3. Great job. All right, when I call your team, I'm going to have you pick up your textbook, okay? You will also need your spiral and your pencil, and we're going to meet in the back of the room. Yes, I know, it's okay. All right, 4th graders, so when I say the signal word, I'm going to have you grab your textbook, your spiral, and your pencil, and meet me at the carpet. Say that with me. You need your textbook, your spiral, and your pencil. When I say the signal word, trembles, trembles, shakes, trembles. Okay, make sure that you are sitting next to somebody that you can make a good choice next to. I'm going to have you open up to page 302. And it should say background at the top. Thumbs up when you are on that page. Thank you. And your pencil and your spiral can just be next to you. You won't need it right now. All right, I am going to have you read the background target vocabulary, the 1906 San Francisco earthquake. I'm going to have you read that silently to yourself. Okay, if you finish up before others, you can either read it again, or you can be thinking of the sequence of events that are happening in this short story. Okay, so go ahead, read the background silently to yourself. All right, it looks like the majority of you have read through it at least once. If you haven't, that's okay. I'm going to read it to you so we'll all get to hear it again. Okay, so go ahead and follow along as I read this and be thinking of the sequence of events. The 1906 San Francisco earthquake. Imagine this scene. You wake up suddenly. The bed trembles. A mirror falls from the wall. That is how the day begun for many people in San Francisco on April 18th, 1906. The huge earthquake was one of the worst natural disasters in United States history. The quake, along with a huge fire, destroyed tenement after tenement, business after business. Buildings had not been constructed to withstand such an event. They fell floor by floor, crushing hundreds. Large timbers snapped, and one slab of debris after another fell to the street. Afterward, residents wandered in the rubble with the few possessions they saved. Wreckage surrounded them. Hundreds of thousands suddenly found themselves homeless. Can anyone make a connection about the black and white picture and then the picture that's in color? What connection can you make there? Johnny?
The black and white picture is destroyed.
It is destroyed.
And the other picture is not destroyed.
Thank you. Okay. Handstand. I see that a lot of you have some really good connections that you're making. Okay, what I'm going to have you do is an avid quick write. So I'm going to give you 2 minutes when I say go to pick up your pencil and spiral and to start writing about, and I see people picking up their spirals. So I'm going to wait until you're done picking up your spirals. Okay, you're going to do an avid quick write. So you're going to have 2 minutes, and I want you to write down any connections that you're making within the text or the photographs there. Any questions you have, predictions, okay? Anything that you're wondering about the 1906 San Francisco earthquake, and write that down. Who can tell us, what is the rule about a quick write? What's the rule with your pencil? Sophia?
You have to keep writing the whole time, and if you can't think of anything, you have to write the same way it's open.
Yeah, you can write the same word, but your pencil has to keep moving in that 2 minutes. Okay? So yes, Eva.
Since we can't stop moving our pencil, we just do this.
Well, I have a feeling that I'm sure you're going to have a lot to write about. Okay? And if you don't, just write the same word. Okay? All right, go ahead and pick up your pencil, and your quick write can start now. Yeah, it's your quick write. You have 1 minute left. I know. I need you to be thinking about the story and writing about it, not being silly. Okay, and pencils down. Pencils down. Thank you, Logan. Thank you, Valeria. If you did not finish your quick write and you want to finish it up, if you have some early finish or task time later on, you can finish that. Okay. Is there anyone that would quickly like to share what they wrote down? Avery?
How long did the earthquake last for? Like how long? How many days?
Okay, Maddie?
Mirrors started to fall from the walls. Large timbers snapped and hundreds of thousands.
Okay, great. So you went back into the text and found some evidence to write down about the earthquake. I like it. All right, hands down. I have 10 vocab questions that we're going to go over. Okay, and I know some of you really, really want to share. Early finish or task time, we can do that. Okay, your spiral, go ahead and set that next to you on the carpet. All right, I'm going to go through the vocab questions. I'm going to read the question, and then I am going to ask a student to share their response. Okay, so number 1, what do you think you should do if a building trembles while you are in it? And explain. Okay, and hands down, I'm just going to call on kids. Okay, and if you don't have an answer, then we can solve our problem together. Okay. So what do you think you should do if a building trembles while you are in it? Aurora, what do you think?
I think go outside because you don't want to be in the building because it might fall. So you don't want to get crushed
Yeah.
while you're in the building.
Perfect. Thank you. Number 2, what might an older tenement look like? Eva, what might an older tenement look like?
Like rusted down and like really old looking, like a bunch of scraps and stuff around it. If they're in the ground like this, really messy looking.
Okay, great job. Thank you. Number 3, what materials may be used when a building is constructed? Logan? What materials may be used when a building is constructed?
Metal, wood, brick, concrete.
Yeah, great job. Okay, raise your hand if you were kind of thinking about the Three Little Pigs story and what they built their houses on. Was anybody? I've been thinking about that the whole time. And in my head I was saying straw, but we know that that wouldn't be a good one. Okay, hands down. The next one, number 4. Peanut butter is made by crushing peanuts. Give another example of a food that is made by crushing something. Tell how you know. Nikai?
Salad.
Salad is made by crushing something? What do you crush with salad?
Your mouth.
Okay. So, Nick, I think I know what you were thinking about there, and tell me if this is correct. Were you thinking that you can crush salad, like the lettuce, with your mouth when you eat it? Okay, yep, I see where you were going with that, Nick. Okay, but let's think about this, Nick. It says, give another example of a food that is made, the food itself is made by it being crushed. Can you think of anything else? It's kind of a tricky one. Let me know if you think of something else. Okay, and I'm going to call on a polite, quietly raised hand. Natalie.
Jelly.
Jelly? Okay, and what do you crush to make jelly?
Strawberry.
Yeah, you can crush up strawberries. Okay, great job. Did you think of anything else, Nick?
No.
No? Okay, no big deal. All right, hands down. Number 5, which do you think is stronger, wooden timbers or metal timbers? And why? Oh, hold on. Remember, we're not shouting out. I'll call on somebody. Alex? Which do you think is stronger, wooden timbers or metal timbers?
Metal.
Why?
Because wooden timbers aren't strong. Aren't stronger than wood.
So you're saying that metal is stronger than wood? Okay, great job. Number 6, What damage can be caused by a slab of falling cement? Randy?
It could break a window or it could knock somebody in the head.
Yeah, that could be dangerous. Number 7. What sorts of debris might you find washed up on a beach? Ethan?
Like seaweed.
Okay, seaweed. Can you think of anything else?
There could be like sea animals, and there could be crabs, shells, and other things, or toys.
Yeah. Great job. Okay. Number 8. Describe the rubble that might be found after a fire or earthquake. The rubble found after a fire or earthquake. And Eli, you explained this one to us a little bit ago. Can you remind us about what you said? The rubble after a fire? Yeah. What about after an earthquake? Seth?
After an earthquake,
What rubble might be left over?
wood, or bricks, sometimes metal,
Okay.
glass.
Glass. Yes, that's a good one. Number 9. What can you do to keep your possessions safe? Okay, and this is one of the vocab words that we haven't talked about yet. Natalie? Mm-hmm.
You can hide them.
You can hide your possessions? Yeah. Thank you. And the last one, number 10. When have you seen the wreckage of something? When have you seen the wreckage of something? Valeria?
It was in 2010 when I had an earthquake, and then I saw a bunch of vases shattered.
Ooh.
And light bulbs that fell down.
So the wreckage of the glass and light bulbs, yeah. Thank you. All right. When I give our signal word, I'm going to have you transition back to your seat. You're going to bring your textbook with you in your spiral, and hold on to your books really quick because when you're moving them around, you can't hear my instruction. You're going to bring all your materials with you. I am going to have you read the background story one more time, but with your elbow partner. Okay, and as you read the story, I'm going to have you stop at each vocabulary word that's highlighted in yellow, and I want you to discuss its meaning. Okay, then when you're done, you can give me a quick thumbs up, and then that will let me know when you're ready to move on. Okay, so wait for the signal word. Trembles, trembles, shakes, trembles.